Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 26 of Gracefall.
There we go.
The holy material.
Got there.
I had to scroll way further up on my little list than I thought I did. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Gracefall. Broad recap. Capitalism sucks.
Big if true.
On this stream, who would have thought? No. Our player characters are part of an expedition force to the unexplored, uninhabited by sentient life planet of Elsyer. They've been sent here by the Greene Corporation, whomst they have found out that the CEO of the Greene Corporation is some sort of undying robot lich. With that information and a bunch of other bullshit that he's awful, they have formed their own union of everyone on the planet and basically told those people kick rocks, we're going to actually negotiate like a fair contract and fair workplace safety and stuff. Then also subplot, all humans are werewolves. That was handled. And finally, towards the end of last episode, the players started to explore a catacombs in which there are 7 elemental pillars of fire, water, air, earth, ice, acid, and poison. These sort of flowing pillars, for lack of a better term.
The acid nation attacked.
Kind of in this big cavern that their associate Wynne, who is 2,000 years old, says are used to build elemental devastation orbs. I said spheres of annihilation last episode. I meant devastation orbs. D&D has too many doom balls. So that's where we wrapped up. As you all are looking around this chamber, you can see that there is, in addition to the entrance you just came through, there is another kind of opening in the cavern leading out a different direction.
So if we find the element of heart, can we summon Captain Elsyer?
Yes, and he's going to solve a lot of your problems.
Oh, wow.
You know what? New side, not new side quest, new main quest, honestly.
New main quest.
I feel like Clangley is Earth. I don't mean to, like... No, wait, no. Never mind. Wynne is Earth. Never mind.
I don't know. Wynne could be heart. She's an animal friend. She has a... Well...
Wynne is literally a wildfire druid.
Yeah, I forgot about the whole fire thing.
She has a friend. You all have friends is the problem. But hers is like... Well, now it's a spirit. Just like Stones is. Wynne, what do you want to be?
Instead of the little element thing,
Wind.
Wind. It makes a lot of wind.
Wind makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Clangley, instead of a ring, he has like a little top hat.
To go on top of his other top hat, which is also its own top hat.
Yes. Look, he's got a lot of top hats. You ever hear the expression, he wears a lot of hats? In Clangley's case, it's very literal. He only has the one job, though.
Now I'm going to imagine him running around like a goddamn TF2 character the whole rest of the campaign.
Why do you think he hasn't been doing that already? Like, genuine question. Anyways, Clangley...
Because Clangley as a character was slightly less chaotic in my mind until now.
Is my detect magic still up from last time?
That's a great question.
I've never heard you go full Texas before.
Let's see the length.
I can go full Texas if you want me to.
Ooh.
You don't have to, but honestly, like it's kind of soothing in a weird way.
I've considered using it for a character voice. I really pull it back.
Detect magic is still ongoing. It has not been 10 minutes yet.
Alrighty. I'm going to see if I can move this baby to extend to that door. Can I? Oh yeah, within 30 feet of you. So I'm going to move carefully towards the door and see if I detect any more nukes.
let's see. How would this work?
Cast Greater Geiger Counter.
Okay. So as you get close. Okay. Okay. You can see. Can you? I feel like I ask this every week. Can Warforged see in the dark?
No.
I
No?
don't think so.
But we do have like we're like level 7, so we have like 1,000,000 sources of light. We're level 7, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I also got to
Unlike our-
assume that Clangley's got some sort of headlamp on.
That
Unlike
is
our
a
last
very Clangley
campaign,
thing to
I have
do.
gone from the only character that does not have dark vision to the only character with dark vision.
I have dark vision.
Progress.
Up,
Oh no. Okay.
half of us have dark vision.
Gnomes do. Halflings don't. Very confusing. Okay. Squinting down the path with Clangley's flashlight.
New character name, Squintin.
You sense at the very edge of your detect magic, you can sort of make out the silhouette of, it looks like elemental creatures. And then the kind of at the very edge of the sense as well, a very strong source of abjuration magic.
Huh.
Probably just shield, guys. Don't worry.
Everybody else know this, at least, because I don't know what to do about this. I feel like elemental creatures could possibly mean there is things that want to harm us other than the bombs down here. And if that's the case, Claire is not going first.
So
I
if
guess I have to do it.
Issabel wanders up to the same opening without going through it and looks through, what does she see?
The path winds a little bit, but it's mostly a straight shot. And yet you can see, indeed, there are 7 elemental creatures, one of each type of the pillars. So fire, air, water, earth,
Acid.
poison. Is that 7?
I think that's 7, yeah.
Ice. Ice is another one. I think I did 6. So ice. Actually, isn't there no proper ice elemental in 5e? What are you doing? What are you even doing with your life? Ice devil, ice
Having an
mephit,
ice elemental.
ice troll, ice piercer, tricerat, ice tops. Really? I mean, it's fine. I'll just make it up. But lame. It's fine. Okay. You can see the 7 elemental creatures. Where Claire has sensed the abjuration magic is around a corner, so you'd have to go into that room to look at it.
Okay, yes, those are elementals, and then there's a corner. You can't see that far? Wynne, what about you?
Wynne will peek in and be like, oh yeah. You know, all those guys.
Dan, you're muted.
Dan, you muted.
I petitioned for them to build the new units with night vision, but it was too expensive. And apparently nobody values being able to work an extra 8 hours without tiring. For some reason.
My lab always had adequate lighting.
Wait, sorry. Do the rest of us know Claire's backstory?
Not yet.
Yeah.
She'll tell you.
Okay.
But we're dealing with the.
So Clangley's going to be like in your engineer's lab as well, I'm assuming.
Oh yes, you always have a work light. They're useful. I can see in this and I still like work lights.
Yeah, it doesn't mean it's great. Is he in grayscale? I always thought that was weird.
Especially if there's like a little, if there's like a little bit of light, is it kind of like the color fades out?
I've always thought it was weird they see in black and white, but I don't know.
Yeah, that's not how dark vision works. Like for people. Because people can see in the dark a little bit.
A little
They
bit.
still see some color.
Well, are we going
mean,
to
is
make
there-
new friends?
I'm gonna make new friends. You want me to go in? I'll introduce you guys.
You intend to make friends with these things?
Sure.
Try.
I mean, you are technically the most qualified to be dealing with primal forces of elemental whatchamacallit.
Do you think they are like spicy?
They might be. Wynne will just
I hope they
poke Spicy on her head.
Spicy gets excited.
Isn't spicy? What are you doing here?
Spicy's always with me.
No, it's like I just never mind.
So Wynne walks forward. Okay.
I will go like closely behind her because I have a sinking feeling this could get ugly.
This will definitely
Unless
get
we're being
ugly. But
stealthy.
Okay. So, walking forward, Wynne, you can see in the dark. Excellent. The fire elemental is basically the only source of light in this room, so it's pretty dark throughout most of it. But there's a couple things you see immediately as you enter. There are 3 exits out of this room, not including the one you just walked through. One of them, you can see light down a tunnel, and you can feel heat coming from it. Another one is dark. And then the third one is where Claire would have sensed all of the abjuration magic from. And it is a giant vault door that is just covered in letters. You can see that it's basically, in any language you speak, it's the same word repeated in just 100 different languages. Some of them are languages you have never seen the letters for, do not comprehend. It just says danger over and over again.
I think we shouldn't open safe, guys.
I
Probably
think
not.
that this is not a place of honor. Nothing of value is stored here.
I think we should leave the safe shut.
Other long-term nuclear warning?
Is there a Fallout symbol on it by any chance?
No. There is the symbol of, you would recognize it is stamped with the symbol of all of the gods. Like each one has been stamped onto it.
Okay, we're not opening that.
Yeah, no, we're not opening that.
Can I make an Arcana check on this thing based on the fact that I know it's abjuration, there's the mark of the gods, and that it's marked danger?
Sure.
That's a 15. No, 16.
16, okay.
I can do math.
So 1, 2... 10. Okay. So you recognize 9 of the symbols of the gods, and then there's one you're like, well, I guess that's the god we don't know anything about, because there are 10 gods in Gracefall, and you don't know anything about one of them. Like all the lore is lost.
Not foreboding.
Well, the lore is lost, but you still have like myths associated with them, but it's about how the lore is all lost. Like, there's a 10th god. It's the forgotten one. And now there are new myths about the forgotten god. You just don't know what they originally were.
I get the feeling that maybe the myth was that, like, that's like it's his thing. Maybe is that he's.
I mean, and I'm very mysterious.
That's like that's the vibe I'm getting. Is that Yeah, no.
Come
I
on,
think
just
that's his
ask me
thing.
like a follow-up question. I'm really interesting. Have you heard about veganism?
I'm a
God of the
robot.
old man behind the curtain.
Warforged.
Don't worry about it. So this door is impressively sealed. It's also huge. It's like humanoids could not put this in place even if there were 100 of them. It's so big.
So how many Clangleys would it have taken?
Like 100.
Wow.
Dang.
And that's like standing on top of each other, like a big tower of wobbly Clangleys.
That is something we are able to do, by the way. That's actually the reason that we have hollow heads.
You're like Lego bricks. You can lock in place.
Exactly. You stack like the top of a Lego head fits into the boot of a Lego.
No, that is specifically to do that. We only stack up to 20 though, so we couldn't have done it.
So like there's no like I can't give you any like specific like there's not like lore associated. Like this isn't like something that's written about in myth or anything like that. You just know this is one crazy powerful sealing spell on this. It's for sure sealing something inside. It's not even that the door is locked because it goes beyond the door. Like you can sense it all around this chamber.
So the abjuration magic is sealing the thing in.
Yes. It's clearly something is being held inside.
Okay.
I would like to do.
How upset should we be right now?
He's looking at them. He's looking at the door and he says, "We need to run."
Okay.
Elaborate, Ven.
Elaborate later. Run now.
He kind of is. Yeah, he's like, he's been pretty cool as a cucumber this whole time. Like, throughout most situations, he's like sweating. I don't think snakes can sweat. I don't think that's good for them.
He's shedding.
He's just shedding.
Is that normal?
Running through the corridors, little flakes leaving behind him.
It's a trail for later. Wynne, did you want to say anything to these elementals?
I guess if she'll try to start talking to them, but she sees like her party just, run out the door, she'll be like, "Hey, wait, what?"
Never mind, time to go.
Okay. The fire elemental would start to speak to you in Ignan, just be like, "An emissary of the Wildfire. Oh,
Hello.
You're leaving. Okay.
Sorry, you seem really cool, but I gotta.
You seemed rad too. We were gonna be chill. We have a
We
have a whole Voltron thing. We combine into one big elemental. If you piss us off, it's cool. But bye.
Oh, man, shit, that sounded cool though.
I don't want to.
Are you guys sure you want to leave?
We'll catch up later. This door is bad news. Like for sure,
cool.
we would have told you that if you talked to us.
I love these guys. I love every old creature we've encountered. It's just like, no, they're super cool. They're just great.
It was real chill.
But it helps that you mostly.
This entire civilization doesn't exist anymore. They seem kind of random.
It helps that you mostly go in clear eyes, open heart of just let's talk to them and not let's fight them. They'll fight you. If you want to talk to them though, they're pretty cool.
I didn't want to fight the Voltron elemental.
If you touch the door, it triggers the thing, but okay, yeah, there's lava and a mithril pit back here, but cool. We'll talk to you later. You're skipping most of the dungeon, and that's probably for the best.
Look, our ancient friend is panicking. We're gonna figure that out. Maybe we'll be back.
Should we talk to them?
I gave you most of the info. Running out. No, they would know more if you went back.
But, a lot of
but
very good exposition at us.
Fire elemental finger guns.
Clangley's actually gonna pop his head, and it's like, thank you.
No problem.
Speaks common. All right.
Weirdly, in Ignan, no prob is the same.
Oh,
one of those.
Well, also, I guess Clangley speaks a Dwarven, so.
Okay. So Ven kind of gets back into the elemental node chamber, and he's kind of like you can see him like basically calculating in here of just like trying to figure out some things.
Sir, you look like you're doing math. Should we be worried?
He's basically like kind of looking at the residuum like caps, and he's like, if we unleash
No.
all of these,
Whatever you're thinking of, no.
What exactly are you trying to accomplish with this?
He starts babbling in deep.
Calm down. If it's a hypothetical thing, then like whatever. But like I don't. We're not blowing anything up here. I think that's a bad idea.
He says, the end of the war is still a blur as I recover from my Steve Rogers hypothermia memory fog.
You've been way more helpful than anyone could have reasonably expected already, by the way. So like,
well, he says he basically explains like all of his core memories are intact. It's like it's just that the closer he gets to being frozen, the less he remembers.
Here's the opposite of how it works.
But he basically like that door basically triggered for him. He remembers that towards the end of his memory timeline, they defeated a Titan, and fragments of it were locked behind a door like that.
Now, the fact the Titan, that the safe is there, we can be sure it hasn't been tampered with, that nobody's tried to get into it.
Kind of look at Claire, because she had detect magic up. Like, you didn't... And Claire, you did not sense any, like, holes in the magic. Like, the magic is strong.
After 2,000 years, it is holding.
Good spell.
I mean, if it was cast by gods, it's going to be substantial.
He says that he's trying to recall. He says that he knows that sort of the big victories he remembers towards the end of the war are Gashat lost an eye, Arvlark was shattered, Arvelark. Why did I name him something I can't say?
Aardvark.
I kept doing that earlier. Arvlark. He thinks that back locked in there is Arvlark. And he says, and that would explain why there is so much residuum above you. If there is a Titan corpse here.
I would like to roll...
Sure.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. Yeah.
I'd like to roll history.
Sure.
Just so if I could... If there's any, like... Because, look, I'm happy to let Sleeping Titans lie. I don't think we... Oh, I know someone who isn't happy to let Sleeping Titans lie. Oh, no.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm still to roll history. That's an 18 plus 7. Oh, I aced this test.
Okay.
That's 25. I got a 25 to roll for the history of the Titan Wars or whatever.
Okay. So
for what little we know about them. You can just say like I wouldn't know anything, because come to think of it, how would we know anything?
Well, you would know something. And I will explain. Titans.
Yep, and remember them already.
Here's the thing that's so smart about me. The lore of the backstory, or though you were in the same system as Shattered Kingdoms, your myth history is different. So smart for Andy.
You've made this real easy on yourself.
Differs very slightly. Like here, Evangeline isn't. No, wait. Yeah, here on Gracefall, Evangeline isn't the god of the sun, but she is in the Shattered Kingdoms because I hate myself.
Good job.
Okay, so roughly pre-2,000 years ago, 3 angels, Evangeline, Palarch, and Dakul, were basically like, yo, these Titans suck. So they... and the Titans ruled the system. They would randomly empower humans as sorcerers or warlocks, and basically be like, run rampant. And it's post-apocalyptic, or it's just apocalyptic. The apocalypse is happening because Titans are in charge. The 3 angels are like, that's bullshit. They're right. In your version of the myth, they empower humanoids to be saints. There's an Eladrin, a dwarf, an orc, a furbolg, the Forgotten One, and Calvera is a human. They empower all these people. They raise an army. This is where a bunch of the other kind of the quote unquote newer lineages are created, like Dragonborn are kind of created here, lizard folk, like lesser elves that aren't Eladrin are created here to kind of be troops in the war, for lack of a better term. They fight off the Titans. There's a bunch of bloody battles. There are 5 Titans. Stargala is a horrible mass of tentacles covered in unblinking eyes and protruding claws. They are like they are like cruelty and like just rage incarnate. They're the Shattered Kingdoms problem. You don't have to worry about them. Focalis is reborn as the god you know as Skolos. She's the scoliosis. She's like the patron saint of portals, fertility, and esoteric magic. She's a real weirdo. I'm a fan.
And bendy spines.
Gossot, the one-eyed, is a giant horrible face, an unending maw of gnashing teeth, who was gluttony and hunger incarnate. Arivlark is the one in there, was a massive prismatic pyramid being who was shattered. So there are bits of him kind of scattered a bunch of different places. Some of them have been used to create moons in the system and planets because Titan magic is so powerful. And allegedly one of them is locked up back there. And then the last one is Zygok, who is a horrible trickster who's like a spider crocodile ape monster.
I need to make a really stupid joke. So we have parts of the Bass Pro Shops pyramid behind a hermetically sealed magic door.
Correct. It sounds like something
from the knowable version of the Bass Pro Shops pyramid.
It sounds like something.
Isn't it already a noble?
Fallout.
Depends how much you like Bass Pro Shops, I guess.
Irradiated Bass Pro Shop fragment.
That's warping reality around it, like the Bass Pro Shop.
If you've ever been in one, yeah, they kind of do.
Those things are weird.
with your 25, Daniel, do you have any questions I can specifically answer?
Okay. When this Titan was defeated,
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming I know that it became like. Wait a second. Do I know that Residuum is made of old Titan bones or whatever? Is that because that's clearly the implication here?
It is the implication. I'm trying to remember if that has been explicitly said on the stream before. Spoilers. It's the implication.
With a 25, can I figure that out?
Yes, I think you can. No, Ven has told you. So Ven has told you that
yeah.
Titans warp reality and create residuum out of normal, natural stuff. The gods taught the humanoids how to harness it and make it dangerous in a good way to fight the Titans. But it's still wildly dangerous because it's basically unfettered Titans warping reality.
So
go ahead.
Behind that vault, I can assume there is probably some kind of infinite residuum generation thing that could possibly consume the entire planet.
The only thing leading you to believe that it wouldn't consume the entire planet is that it hasn't in 2,000 years. Doesn't mean it won't given another 5,000 years. But right now you've only found...
It's contained.
It's contained.
So it's like...
But you also did just find Magic Apple, who said that residuum is everywhere in the soil. So... At least maybe so many levels down where their roots got to. They're just back at camp. Apple?
Beginning to wonder if there's any long-term negative health effects from this much residuum exposure. Like, are we gonna... I'm fine, but are you guys gonna get, like, poisoned or something from all this residuum?
I
well,
hope
now
not.
I'm worried about it.
Yeah.
Thanks, that's a new fear I didn't have when I woke up this morning, Clangley.
Wynne will make a mental note to check all the like new found plants and farming that she's been doing.
So I'm trying to think. Hey guys, what question should I ask with my 25 in history? I can't let this go to waste. I'm never going to roll this good again. Okay, was there anything... Do I know how the safe was created? Like, do I know the circumstances of its creation at all?
No.
Okay.
There is no myth about that.
Okay.
Wow,
because they've really scrubbed that from the record.
Yes. Because, sadly, this isn't a metaphor for anything in real life. There are still Titan cults. Like, there are people who are just like, yeah, those were better times. People still actively worship the Titans. So, if there were, like, clues on how to make or dismantle Titan vaults, if that's a thing, it wouldn't be good. So the gods didn't tell anybody how to do it. Also, literally gods made it. So
that's like fair. Good thing we don't know anyone whose entire golden life has to defy God.
Look, this is gonna sound really weird and it's very backward to everything that we've had you guys do before, but we need you to stop remembering the Titans.
Hey, I know we've decided on the episode title already, but
that's definitely going to be the YouTube description. Day 75. Stop remembering the Titans, please.
That might be my favorite joke of this entire campaign.
Never stop forgetting the Titans.
I win. What do I win?
Inspiration. Add it to your pile.
Oh, add it to the pile.
I don't
you might need
know
those
what
99
else
elixirs one day.
All 10 of those inspirations I got.
Yeah. Clangley is going to say, shit's wild.
Ven nods.
Now the Titan cults he would know about, the Titan vaults. He at least understands what they do now. Is there anything else that was buried with the Titans that I could glean with my... I promise this is the last question.
Ven can tell you, and you would... I don't know if this would be taught necessarily. Ven can tell you, with your 25. They were buried in the battlefield in which they fell, so there are a bunch of corpses in there.
And in the adjacent 2 chambers, is it more of the same?
The adjacent 2 chambers, one of them was filled with lava, and then the other one, the Browy fire elemental said was like a mithril mine.
The mithril mine could be. No, we're not gonna do that. Not gonna go to the mithril mine. We can find another mithril mine.
We have a tree for that.
It's actually a very useful skill.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that
You
tree.
could like douse in the soil for minerals. That's actually. Is it a thing treants can do?
It's a thing that Treant can do.
You know what? I gotta say, very valued addition to our team, Wynne. I'm glad that you planted that guy.
And didn't tell anyone.
Nope.
Look, you have a way of doing things that would very much, that I would have told you to not do. All of you do. Have a way of doing things I would have told you not to do. And something good coming from it. So
you're saying I should do the opposite of everything you say?
that is not what I said at all.
But you do the opposite of everything Clangley said, and he just said that. Think about it.
Think
I'm
about
just
it.
trying to remember what it is I've done that you didn't want me to do that one time.
Keep secrets? Is that something?
Probably something. Probably some ridiculous bet we made. Don't turn on the Torment Nexus. You said I couldn't build a Torment Nexus. So here.
No.
I said you shouldn't build the Torment
Very
Nexus.
much not that kind of inventor.
All right.
Isabel
what are
actually
our next
has
options
an
here?
amount of reading comprehension and can understand that the book about the Torment Nexus is about how you shouldn't make the Torment Nexus.
Now, what are our next moves here? Because I am very concerned.
Well, we've basically just found a wellspring of everything we don't want the Greene Corporation to have.
Mithril,
Mithril, a bomb, the shard of the dead Titan.
That element Voltron.
can we just fill this?
Oddly
entire
enough, that is
cavern
the
in with
least
slag?
concerning thing.
We can. We should. If we shouldn't fill it in with slag, but only because of them. I want them to be okay.
Well, I
Maybe
could
we
just
can
go
fill it
talk
with
to them
slag.
and be like, hey, if this guy shows up, don't talk to him. He's kind of a jerk. They seem pretty chill.
Yeah, we should do that. Honestly, we kind of ran for, not no reason, but like I'm glad we talked it over. We should talk to them. All right, lead the way, intrepid translator.
Oh,
That's you.
That's you,
You're,
Wynne.
you're the intrepid
that was me.
translator.
I think we all just
Wynn's
kind of
just
stood there
looking
looking
around
at
for
Wynne.
whoever. Yeah,
Wynn's like
Clangley's
writing
talking
furiously
about.
in her book, and it's like, oh.
Open Titan Vault? Question mark. That's what I heard. I'm just saying.
Need to get your hearing checked.
You go back in. The fire elemental comes back up like, oh, hey, you're back.
Yeah.
Sorry, our friend kind of panicked, so we had to see what that was
We
about.
all panicked. To be fair, that's a
Understandable.
very scary door.
Understandable.
Very scary door.
Don't speak ignorant. Never mind. Sorry.
The fire elemental, the rest of you hear crackling wood and hissing fire. The fire elemental to Wynne is just like, hey, no, you seem cool. You just don't touch the door. We don't have to happen.
We weren't planning on it.
We've been
Oh,
down
no,
here
no, no.
for 2,000 years. What is the hot goss?
Well,
Like the hell
Ah.
throw all over again.
Oh boy. So I hate to break this to you, but not a whole lot has been going on up there for the past 2,000 years until very recently.
But I need the
Yeah.
hottest of goss.
There's a new town. We call it New Spice City. Sorry, continue. I don't speak Igna.
I mean, neither does Wynne, but she's doing her best with her Druidic.
I just assumed Wynne did. You speak enough Ignan for... You can communicate with Spicy. Maybe you're translating to Spicy and Spicy's talking to it. This is fine. Wynne can talk to everything because it's funner.
More funnerist.
It's leaning.
Wynne will give, I guess, Spicy the Cliff Notes version of sort of the building up of the moon and them coming down to the planet and how no one's seen a Titan in a couple thousand years, all that hot good lore stuff.
I imagine Spicy talks a lot with their hands. Just
yeah, he's got the little hands.
The little hands. The fire elemental nods. Tight. Cool. Yeah. Not cool. Hot.
Hot.
I'm not talking to Bryce right now. Bryce knows what they did. Glares at the frost elemental. Come on, man. Kind of like, okay, so there are people up there. We thought we heard like stuff, but we're not allowed to leave. We're bound by the gods and stuff. They
Is
still
there a
they still
thunder
like
elemental?
charge, or is there there is not a thunder elemental, because how is thunder a damage? Am I right?
Clangley's gonna like snap his fingers, and then there's like a small sonic boom.
Right, but like, how does thunder hurt you? Like, I understand.
If
light.
you had eardrums, that would have been very painful. Trust me.
I think it's more like a concussive blast.
Yeah, but why is that?
Claire is rattling.
Why is that not just force?
Am I have a force guy? Anyway,
sorry, this is my new thing in my head. I'm just like, why is thunder a damage type? It's fine.
I feel like I keep interrupting.
So do you do or do you not want people down here?
Generally don't. I mean, me and my friends are cool, but there's one specific guy who really shouldn't be down here.
If they're wearing a suit and a hard hat at the same time...
Oh, no, those clash. I don't wear clothes, and I'm 2,000 years old, and I know that. Okay. So, you want us to, like, incinerate them on site?
Maybe not incinerate, but more like a gentle, slightly burning hug that you can then just kind of push him out of the cave.
Okay. I think I can do that.
You know, not enough to like outright murder them, just so they get the message.
Okay. And that message is, well, I mean, our holy mission is to not let anyone open this door, for contained in is an unknowable horror, a fragment of a Titan.
Yeah. We're generally against opening the door for that reason, too. So just no opening the door. We got that.
Excellent news. As always, I was much more serious in Andy's head, and then this came out. So, okay. That sounds great. Once again, to reiterate, no one goes in there. We will happen if they do, and we'll fight any dudes in suits.
That's generally we're cool like that.
I am also wearing a suit. Can we maybe adjust that parameter?
Well, but you're not wearing, you look like...
Yeah.
I know it's painted on, but...
You're not wearing a hard hat. You're wearing a top hat. They're two completely different hats.
And your head is hard, but it's not something... You were told
it's
they're
gonna sound
cool.
really weird.
So.
But I got asked if I was a steel elemental once. I don't know why someone would ask me that. That's like
ridiculous, but that's not a thing. I don't think.
I don't
Is
think
that
you
a
can
thing?
ask people that.
No, I don't. Is that a thing?
Not that I'm aware of. There are golems. We use them in the war a lot.
How are they?
Yeah, I mean, they do what you want them to do. They're sometimes powered by elemental souls. We made a bargain with Thalin, the Unshatterable.
Weirdly not that different, the elemental soul thing, from how Warforged works.
Okay.
He's gonna like pop open his chest cavity and reveal the residuum core.
Cool. Yeah, that stuff is...
He's gonna
powerful.
close it.
Yeah.
Like, this might be a bit of an ask, but I am curious. Can we just see the elemental Voltron?
Oh, yeah.
Because that sounds fucking rad, man.
Yeah. So they all do like, like Power Rangers, like kind of arm movement things.
Yes.
And form of Elementron. And yeah, fire's the head, stone is the body, air is left, ice is right hand. That was 4.
Poison was one of them.
And I'll be the left butt cheek.
Water is like the bottom torso, and it's like very flowy, and they can like really do like sick kicks.
Shit.
And then poison and acid are the feet.
Perfect.
And then they
Yeah, they're pretty rad.
They strike a pose. They pull out like a flaming sword out of his head.
Sick.
It's got like a stone handle.
They could teach me how to do it. He's gonna like flick his kind of like elemental glove thing. I don't think I can.
There's a bunch of multicolored explosions behind him.
Very
Wynne
Super
makes-
Sentai.
Yeah.
Wynne makes another mental note to ask them to maybe go to her niece's birthday party.
Only if you have your niece's birthday party down here. We're not allowed to leave.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend that.
I'm sure stranding her niece on an island or on a planet that's being slowly poisoned is fine.
You
You
can,
don't know it's being poisoned
Fine,
yet.
fine.
you can teach him a lesson about
Honestly,
the
it seemed-
door.
It
Now, if you're
seemed
not
to
good,
do
you
great
get lost.
things for Magic Apple, so
Magic apple, whose apples we can't actually eat because they're made of residuum.
not talk about that.
They unvoltron. But if you ever need them to, they'll redo it and still use the same animation, so it saves time and money.
Saves money.
You know they were running out of budget for that season when they transformed multiple times in the same episode.
Mm-hmm. And if you just take out the burning sword at the start of the fight, Voltron, this would be a lot quicker. So, just saying.
But much less exciting.
8-minute episodes. Okay. Any other questions for...
What were the 2 other hallways that we saw? The 2 other openings?
There is a there's a lava. Oh no! Oh crap! How did I even do that?
We're having a good notes day, aren't we?
I somehow opened my like a totally. I swiped because I was trying to go to the next page of my notes, and it opened a fully different app because I'm an old person now apparently. They say there is a pathway that leads to. It's a chamber flooded with lava and then there's a bunch of other like elemental challenges you have to get through, and then the room directly behind them is full mithril. It's basically a mithril like mine for. It's not really a full mine. It's just a room. It's like a geode of mithril.
Sick.
And they say if you kept going down the lava way, there's a second vault door. That's about it.
So
Is that one
there's
also terrifying and holding the corpse of a dead titan?
Yeah, same vault. Yep.
I believe we should investigate the mithril mines. Is there anything there?
Yeah, a bunch of mithril. Like it's a chamber fully made of mithril. Like not like, or it's like naturally occurring. So you could mine it, and it's right by the camp. It's not, the
Can
iron
Clangley
bark
just
tree.
Go and get some mithril.
Yeah.
Alright.
And
Do I have
this
to roll for mining.
there's no you're not fighting that old Voltron, so there's no like time constraint, so you can just do it.
Okay. He thinks about using shatter, but then is like, nah, bad idea.
This close? Yeah.
Yeah. You're not sure where Clang got a mine cart, but
Nah, he doesn't have a mine cart.
Don't worry about it.
I'm stupid. My notes for the lava room say lava, it lava.
It lava. It do.
I mean, it's pretty succinct.
Yeah.
Do we have a bag of holding? I don't remember.
I have not made one, so if you have not, then we do not.
I don't know why I made a cloak of the mana ray. That doesn't seem very useful, but I have.
Because you
one.
probably couldn't make a bag of holding yet.
Until you need it. And you're gonna be like, God, why don't I have a goddamn cloak of the mana ray? I need
It
to
just
swim.
says up like Clangley just does like a bunch of regular bags of mithril slung over his shoulder now.
Sure.
Like he's not going to be able to fight while carrying these. They're very heavy.
You can make a bunch of mithril bullets. You can make protective residuum radiation sort of.
Oh,
doesn't
Clangley's going to
spread
boost
through
his
mithril.
AC even higher. Is what he was going to do.
He's gonna
with this,
inlay, get some mithril armor, basically.
basically.
Okay, yeah,
Later though.
yeah, that'll take time. Speaking of what time is it? Oh, we're doing great. Because no one got into a Voltron fight.
Yeah.
Okay, what else would you like to do?
We should leave, I think. I don't know if we have anything else we need to do here.
Put up a big "Do Not Enter" sign near where it hits the mine. Do not enter unknowable horrors beyond.
Claire is just like dropping bones near the entrance
God. Okay.
and just kind of using her foot to put him in the ground.
It's actually a very good idea, honestly.
Is it?
Oh, those bones are going to turn to residuum
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Let's see how fast. Yeah, the second you press them into the soil with your foot, you see them instantly change.
How
Whoa.
have we not turned to residuum yet?
A good question.
You and I don't
suddenly
have
more
bones.
concerned.
Oh no, did I give the DM an idea?
No, it's because you're living, basically, is the answer.
Fascinating. Claire picks the bone back up.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, that's about enough existential terror
We
for
should
me
go
today. I
away
think
from
I'm
this
going back to
place.
the surface and dealing with material terrors.
Okay. Van has been here and very quiet. They didn't he didn't re-enter the room when you went to talk to the elementals again. As soon as like Issa walks by, he like drops in behind her and is just very quiet as you walk back up to the surface. There are a couple people hanging around the mine entrance and as soon as you walk out, they like pretend like they were doing work, but are clearly just nosing around.
Oh,
Very
Wynne
cool,
will.
everyone. Well done.
Yeah, Clangley is going to put up a big sign that says "condemned" in front of the mine.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bits is like hammering a screwdriver and be like, "Hey, this is great."
Sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
Bits is doing something nonsensical.
No, not
pretend
you.
Like, Wynne.
Yeah.
Oh, Wynne. No, Wynne was just gonna tell the guys who were pretending to work, be like, "Yep, we're not gonna go down there, guys. It's a lot of workplace hazard and existential terrors going on there. It's not very safe."
What? What about the like mine?
You go down there, you die, and then you deal with me.
But we'll be.
I was just going to say unknowable horrors from the past, but that's actively more threatening.
Salute.
Also true.
Board this up if you can. Look, no one should be going down there, especially like not at all, but especially not without permission from one of us.
Bits falls in and be like, "Yeah, you gotta have permission from one of us."
Not him.
What?
Him.
Oh, I want to know a Harvard.
Bits, are you the head of any department? Because everyone else here is.
Kind of look at Issa. No. Damn.
You know, Claire's department's only one person, but still technically, head of that department.
One day I'll be chief exploder. Walks away.
We should probably give him that job.
No,
No.
it'll go to his head.
He does not need a department budget. No.
No. He's not even lieutenant chief engineer. I forget who it is actually.
You made 2 people lieutenant chief engineer. Let me see if I can. Because one of them.
Sorry, does he work here technically? Like, is he the?
I think Jensen was one of them.
Been here the whole time.
It's your employment number, buddy.
It was Jensen and Tavier.
Here.
Because
The two who haven't really done much to cause problems.
right, and Tavier is like super like kind of very by the books, like take everything slow, and Jensen is just common sense. So like combined, they were kind of like together you're one coherent person. Like you're a person who will be cautious within comment, like be like, okay, we don't actually need to be that cautious. We just need to be a regular amount of cautious. Or, oh, that's a good point you bring up. We should be more cautious in that area, kind of thing. They're like, yeah, they're good at double checking each other, basically. Something else you notice as you are leaving, as you're kind of exiting the mine, is another drop jammer has appeared on the horizon. And kind of a bunch of people are like, we're not supposed to be getting another drop jammer.
Oh no.
And
Hey, Bits, I need you to hide all of this. And then he's gonna give him the bags of. Wait, you're tiny.
I'm on it, boss.
Wheezy, I need you to take all of this and hide it somewhere.
kind of like Wheezy like makes eyes at everyone like, no one look where I'm going. Like, this is my primo hiding spot. Just picks up bits, still holding all the mithril. Walks up.
I love the implication that they are also going to hide bits.
Bits. Terrible arm strength, incredible.
Gonna have to
strength.
find their way back on their own. It's fine.
No, I'm pretty sure that Bits is also going to get hidden.
I'll be fine.
I've never asked Wheezy to hide something that was not hidden. Like hidden.
Yeah, Commander Crawford like reappears being like, we're gonna talk about the condemn sign. Did you like asks Issa, did you order a resupply?
No.
Walks over as it lands. You can see Commander Crawford just starts laughing.
What's so funny?
What's so funny?
She comes over and she says, you know how there's a priest of Palarch on the last payload?
Yeah.
Yes.
All the other priests got real pissy about it, and they had a big argument, so they all sent one. So now we just have a bunch of priests.
That is very funny. That is quite funny.
Oh, the holiest of drop jammers.
Like, worthless. What is this?
Is this like
we
a
need-
joint
We
funding
need a temple
endeavor?
district in the camp all of a sudden.
Are any of them human? Do we have to do the ritual again?
One comes out and is immediately greeted by a werewolf who's like, oh, fuck!
So yeah, half of you are going to have to do like a ritual to Palarch, which I know is going to be real weird for you.
Or you
but,
can remove curse on yourself.
Yeah, you gotta
also
remove
works.
curse.
I don't need to be sparing fealty to Palarch. You also find out that that is like a thing. Like, priests of Palarch don't necessarily particularly like Palarch, but Palarch gets really pissy when he doesn't have priests. So they're basically drafted from other clergies. Like, if you're punished, you're kind of sent into the priesthood of Palarch.
That makes a lot of sense.
There was one year where he's just like, you know what, fuck you, and he blotted out the sun because he wasn't happy.
They're like the
So-
take one for the team clergy.
Pretty
huh?
much. There are some actual people who are like, but Palarch's pretty rad. I can be a werewolf and I like monsters. But most of them are just like,
Okay, that would be a compelling argument for me.
yeah, look, he's not uncool.
He is cool. He's also evil,
Yeah.
though.
He's a necessary evil, he would argue.
Necessary how, Palarch?
If you don't appease me, I blot out the sun sometimes. It's the eclipse event of 1650.
So what happens next, Andrew?
So anyway, all of these priests come out. So as a reminder, there are 10 gods. You already have a priest of Palarch, so you don't need one of them. They are, as we've talked about the gods a lot this episode, Evangeline, the Lady of Light, Dakul, Justicar of the Dead, Palarch, King of the Wastes, Selah, Queen of the Open Sky, Kayla, the Heart and the Home, Thalen, the Lord in Iron. Oh, right, he's not shattered here. Sonez, I do so much to myself for some reason. Sonez, Region of the Stars, Calvera, the Muse, and the Forgotten One. And Skolas, the Serpent, as mentioned. So it's a mix of there's about 50% humans, and then a smattering of, there's an elf, a dwarf, a turtle, a warforged, and the rest are humans. So,
Who is the Warforged priest?
the warforged worships the Forgotten One. There's like a surprisingly number of growing warforged who kind of identify with this god that they can sort of imprint a lot of their own beliefs onto, because
enough.
there's a lot of not known about them. So they kind of, and this sort of like resilient figure who is like literally forgotten, and they can see like, we've been forgotten. Like, people don't treat us, kind of like we're the forgotten labor force kind of thing. There's a lot of projection. they kind of are like, okay, and they just immediately start setting up shrines to their gods, and occasionally bossing people around. And they're like, well,
No.
that's not nice.
No. Giant comic oversized broom shuffling you all into a temple district in the camp. No.
We can send them to
We have a
Fredonia.
process for this.
Fredonia is
Oh
now
my
the
god, it's gonna
religious
be the holy city of
annex.
Fredonia.
You see, that's hilarious because I was planning on turning Fredonia into like the corporate center where we send all the suits.
Why not?
So
both?
it can just be all of
We
the
can
suits and the
send them
clergy.
both.
Just
This is how
arguing
you get mega
constantly.
churches, okay? We're not putting them in the same place. You don't want them to cross
Thought
pollinate.
about monetizing this? I haven't. I don't pay taxes. Is that good?
Oh no.
That's great.
No, they're learning bad things.
How can I not pay taxes? I'm just gonna say
Fred, we need you to found another city. We
okay.
need a third place to put these people.
Fred, we were wrong. You were right.
It's just motor. He's built a motor for his wheelchair. He's just motoring around now.
Actually, you know what? You built the last one. It's Vondra's turn.
Kind of like, okay. Like, just my name in lights. Vondra.
Vondraville.
Vondropolis.
Vondropolis. I like Vondropolis. I'm writing it down. She takes a note. She starts bending neon.
Okay, but seriously, go talk to the camp logistics people. We apparently need a temple district now.
Yeah, I'm already sketching one. Just Clang is already like, and these are like, every time Clangley draws or writes something, it's like like it looks like the default notepad font, and it looks like a blueprint. That's just how he draws.
I like that. I
Looks
like
like
that
a printout from any CAD program.
I like that it's the notepad font. Like it's like sort of trying to go a little handwritten, but it's still very like proper and printed and legible. Okay. You kind of like, okay, like you're telling the priest of Palark, like, okay, you two got to move too. Like we're shuffling you all off.
One hand is doing like the printing press thing, the other hand's like conducting people.
And yeah, a bunch of the workers start moving the. And Commander Crawford's like talking to the pilot, like they sent nothing. It's just priests. Rad.
No supplies or anything?
No. Oh, I'm sorry. There's some wine back there for the priests.
Yeah.
Why?
Not even any grape seeds? Can we at least start a vineyard for them?
Ooh, I'll see if the goddess of or the priestess of Kala can whip us up some grape seeds.
Good.
Also, bees. Don't you guys do beekeeping, priests?
Probably.
Is that a thing you do?
Make chocolate, beer.
It's not what bees are for.
No, I'm just listing things monks do.
Okay.
If
you guys
one
want to
note,
do that,
Each one sing one different note.
We actually are lacking a little bit in kind of our more artisanal industries and such. So maybe this could be mutually beneficial. You know, let's think on the bright side.
Y'all said you need a
It could
therapist.
be good, but you know.
They didn't send a therapist.
Well, they sent priests.
It's not the same.
Um,
Unless you have a doctorate in psychology.
I'm gonna say that depends on how much your priest and/or religion suck.
I mean, most of the religions on your planet are pretty nice, I will say.
Weirdly enough, I think the ones from that suck might be better at being therapists. Like the Palark priest is like, yeah, that's rough, buddy. I'm
mean,
sorry.
Sometimes you need to have. Some people need tough love. Talk to the priest of Palark. He's a werewolf now.
Have you considered turning into a werewolf?
It's pretty rad. It solved a lot of my problems.
Oh, you're not wrong, is the thing.
I used to have the gout. I don't have gout anymore. The apnea, gone.
Anyways.
Have developed a bit of a flea problem, though.
I have to take a heartworm pill, but I wrap it in cheese. It's okay.
Can't have chocolate anymore.
That's a bummer.
Big bummer.
Um, okay, so Commander Crawford comes up, and she's like, "That's actually hilarious. We've condemned the mine. Why?"
So, do you want to have a little chat about that? Because, yeah.
Of unspeakable horrors, sort of just kind of chilling out
about
down
that.
there.
Where we can't really be overheard by corporate suit.
She like makes eyes with Wheezy, who's like walking back to camp, and she just kind of nods, and Wheezy like locks eyes with the corporate stooges, and just Terminator walks over. She's like, "To my office."
Lovely.
Goes in.
Have you checked for ears?
She reaches up around the corner, and she says, "They keep putting it in the same spot," and just crushes
They
the
aren't-
little magic
Creativity
bug.
isn't their thing.
You know, they know a detect magic spell just ruins that, right? Do they care?
I mean, they can't cast detect magic, so they don't think anyone else can.
Why can't they cast detect magic? None of
Because
them?
they're corporate suits.
They
It's true.
only have a level in brown nosing.
It's the
Half a
second
level
favorite
in the
Pokemon
Pact
stand.
of the Corporate Warlock.
Yeah, proficiency in book cooking tools. So, there is a Titan grave down there.
2.
No, just the one. I think it just says 2 doors.
Well, just the one that we found, but the larger structure they said was connected to another one. Also, what was it? A spear of destruction?
Oh, devastation!
Devastation.
Devastation orb. It's a doom ball.
Which is surprisingly the less concerning of the two, because we can use it for things other than Doom Ball.
It's a planet destroyer surrounded by nukes.
And then there's one really big nuke, and if the nuke goes off, it'll probably turn the entire planet into residuum.
Our camp is built on top of a Titan.
Mm-hmm.
That is exactly what the thing
A
that we were
part of a
saying.
Titan.
My apologies. At least it's not a full one.
Might be a full one. We're not actually sure what's in the vault, nor do we have any intention of trying to find out. That would be stupid.
Well, it would be stupid, but if you're the type of person who thinks of, well, if I just get a whole bunch of residuum real quickly, I'll be rich, and Titans make residuum. You can see my concern here.
It's almost like he doesn't realize that the Titan can kill him too.
No.
But he wouldn't be here. He'd just have a massive supply of residuum that he could keep coming back to completely away from the moon. And he'd be able to harvest it basically forever. And he would own it because he was the one that... Oh my god, it all makes sense now.
Who needs things like farmland and water supplies and material?
Oh, this is an asteroid mining project. And he was going to turn the planet into an asteroid.
He's gonna strip mine it.
Mm-hmm. And yeah. He's going to unleash the Titan and destroy the planet. And all of the little critters we've befriended.
Well, that's if he finds it, which I don't think anybody really knew about it.
Finds what? I don't know what he's talking about.
And this is why we feel that corporate sabotage is necessary.
Fuck.
We could also
Yes!
fill it with slag. I think we should also fill it with slag.
Well, you have to be careful of the elementals down there. They seem pretty cool, and they're bound
no,
never
no,
to leave it.
The mine
All of the
collapsed. It's irrecoverable.
Oh no.
Did you mention the mithril down there?
Yeah,
what?
there's a lot down there.
Did you mention the mithril down there to her? I can't remember.
Clangley would mention it
Okay.
eventually. He's gonna like pull out just a chunk that
Yeah,
he got
because
out
she
of his
says we could block off, but we could slag it with mithril. It'll make it harder to detect through magic.
bag. That could work actually.
Fuck.
If we slag the entrance with mithril, then
It's like a solution that will only stop Greene temporarily.
Oh my god.
Buying time
We
is
need to
not
stop him from-
invaluable.
It is not. It will give us time to figure out how to prevent him from coming on the planet and then possibly kill him.
We gotta make him like a vampire or something, so we can't. Gotta ask permission.
that would have been so
Just
much
surround
easier.
him in running water. That would solve itself.
Yeah.
I think Lich rules are a little different.
Especially this kind of lich. We're dealing with something very unique here.
Okay. Okay. Is everyone safe living on top of a Titan? Titan's
Yes,
Titan's
and.
bad. Yes, and. Okay.
As long as the door stays closed, we're perfectly safe.
Okay. Rad and cool. Oh, Clangley. Who was it? With your 20. Oh, I keep putting crap in different places. Clangley, with your 25 from earlier, it was Targala. You know that also at the end of the war, with your 25 from earlier, that Titan's blood was used to like basically fix all of the problems that the blasted war like zone of Elsyer, like it was basically fixed with Titan's blood. Like they just terraformed
like
it with Titan's
fertilizer.
blood. Basically. Yeah, it cleansed the surface of the planet. So it's not always bad. It's just chaotic and warping.
Probably why everything here is mostly fine and not residuum, but still has a bunch of weird fuckers everywhere, like the electric raccoons.
Yeah, exactly. Fuckity fuck. Shit.
Can say it as many times as you want. I'll agree with you every time.
Fuck. Okay. New goals. Open a mine somewhere else that doesn't have a Titan in it. Lock down that mine. Get Hugo Greene not here. Send him away.
And eventually dead.
Yeah, I mean, it just sounds like he's going to keep showing up when we kill him, though.
Correct.
That sucks. People should stay dead.
Yes, until we go back to the planet and deal with him for good.
Yeah. When do you guys want to do that, actually?
Go back and kill the CEO of the most powerful corporation on the planet? Or, I mean, the moon? Well, this is the planet. It's confusing sometimes.
And if you say the planet, most people understand you mean... It's like... Yeah, it's technically a moon, but it's their home. It's Earth.
And he is technically the most powerful man on the planet.
He is that.
I don't know, to metagame it a bit in about maybe, I don't know, 10 more levels? How many more years?
Just training montage.
You just go find some more moss dinosaurs, fight them, go up a couple 2 or 6 levels, and we're good.
If you go kill
2 or
a Titan,
6
kill a Titan, that's got to be worth like 13 levels, right? Maybe you can.
I don't want to.
What if we just slap the dead one's corpse a little bit?
Think about it.
This isn't like Skyrim. We can't like hide in a little cranny and shoot it with arrows till it dies.
I mean, you could try.
Yeah.
Going to hide and just walk forward into a corner until my sneak level maxes out?
Mm-hmm. That works for some reason.
Gonna rubber band the controller, walk away for a few hours.
So what else?
The Commander Crawford says they're leaving that drop jammer here. Like, that poor pilot, just he's here now.
So we have another drop jammer at our
So we
disposal.
have an extra drop jammer that I'm going to give to you for whatever you need. You'll have to fuel it, but
Oh no, where are we gonna get all this residuum
Yeah.
to fuel it?
Only we knew someone who knew the exact formula for drop jammer fuel. I should really start working on the next iteration of that soon.
you have more powerful residuum here than back on the moon.
It is true.
So you think you could probably make it more efficient, and in general just use less of it to get back, because it's very expensive to come here because there's a lot less of it up there. Much less expensive to go back.
Question: who owns this drop jammer?
The Greene
Greene
Corporation.
Corporation.
Okay, well, that's
But
unfortunate.
they're not here. We are. I'm still technically in charge. So I've re-requisitioned it to you. And I'm going to change the manifest so that it's in Issa's company's name.
Lovely. She's going to go and meet that pilot, because it's just been decided that you are ours now. You at least deserve a name.
Yeah, he's like a very he's just leaning against the side of the drop jammer. Seems hungover, and he's kind of just idly swilling like a styrofoam cup of coffee. He is a halfling named Dalton.
Hello, sir.
Hey.
Just coming to introduce myself, since apparently you're going to be working with us now.
Okay, cool. Kind of hands you like his resume. I've got 15 years of piloting experience.
Good to know, but this isn't exactly an interview. You kind of have the job by default. Good news, I guess.
Takes his resume back. I only
Still
have,
reading
I only
that.
have the one copy.
Oh,
Okay.
that's fair.
No, yeah.
We'll have time later.
He says, pleasure to work with you, I assume. Says, what are we going to be doing? Sort of no combat flying, right? This thing isn't really rated for fighting.
Yet.
Kind of like looking at all of you as you're all fairly adventuresome.
On an adventuring scale from 1 to 20, I'd call all of y'all at about a 7.
And he's a CR quarter. He's got scout. He's got scout stats.
I mean, Issabel introduced herself to the pilot, so she's now going to start probably inspecting the drop jammer.
Okay, yeah. It's fairly typical. He seems like he's running it in pretty good shape. It's slightly unusual. Most of the other drop jammers that came to the planet have both a co-pilot and a pilot, like, in the cockpit. This one has been modified so it just runs with just him. So it's a little leaner and sleeker, especially at the front, but it'll still comfortably hold the 4 of you, plus cargo and, up to, like, 6 other people. It's running a pretty typical engine, like nothing. There's no bells nor whistles yet. But you all have lots of resources. I don't know why my camera keeps flashing.
Yeah, it keeps flashing like a frame of green every
Yeah,
now
I don't
and
know
then.
what's up with that. I noticed that like a couple minutes ago, and I just noticed it again. I thought maybe it was just a Discord error, but it's coming up on the stream. So, because sometimes the call for Discord will like be laggy as heck over here, and literally on the screen, like on OBS, it's perfectly fine. So, so you all can start to commit resources to upgrading the drop jammer if you would like. You all have an airship now.
Yay!
Anything else anyone would like to do before we do outros and plugs?
I guess Wynne will start testing the soil again.
Okay, yeah. So it's definitely like the topsoil is all fine, but yet once you start to get like if you go like back, because way back when, oh, you have that erupting earth spell now, so you can use that to dig. So you could dig further than you were getting before, and yeah, if you go like 15, 20 yards down, that's when it starts to be more and more residuum. Like you think that like regular, especially crops, their roots probably wouldn't get, especially young ones, wouldn't get far enough down to absorb it. So like you think like you'd have years before the soil becomes infused with enough residuum that the crops you're growing, but the treant grew so fast and its roots hit pretty deep pretty quickly, and that just accelerated the growth even more. But yeah, you going further and further, there's more residuum, there's more mithril in the soil too, which is interfering with the residuum in your results in some weird ways, where it's just like, okay, well, like it's like there's a high concentration of mithril in this layer, and you're like wondering, oh, is that like blocking the residuum? Like, how is that interacting? Like, there's a bunch of tests you can keep running, and information you can continue to gather to add to your notebook, none of which has any of this in it, because they were mostly guessing. And now has a chapter on elemental Voltron.
Oh yeah, it has like a lot of pictures in it.
Yeah, they're all karate chopping.
For one chapter of this like dense textbook, it just becomes like a comic book.
This chapter's great. Okay. Anything else before we outro and plug? Outros and plugs. Dan.
Hi there. I'm Dan. You can find me at LightningFast11 on Twitter. Be good to each other. Remember that everyone else does not have the same life experience as you, and sometimes you can learn something from people who don't. And play D&D with your friends, or any tabletop game. Just hang out with your friends. It's good. It's a good mood. That's why we do this.
Liz.
I'm Liz. We'll plug playing with your friends. It's always a good thing. Do more of the good things, not so much of the bad things in life.
Mira.
I will plug that you can take your green onion scraps, place them in a jar of water in a well-lit area, and you can 3D print. You can illegally download your own green onions, which I highly recommend you do, because they're good and they're useful in so many different cuisines. Also, you can take your vegetable scraps, you can boil them for a very long time in a pot of water, and get vegetable stock, which can be used for things like soups, and soups are never a bad thing. You can quote me on that.
You hear that, Cece? My wife literally just did that with green onion scraps, like earlier today. Put them on the windowsill. But also,
Grunions.
my wife will tell you, don't use broccoli in vegetable stock. It makes it not good. Look at them. Green onions are the best.
Grunions.
I agree with everything everyone has said so far. Let's see if that continues, Jay.
Hi. I'm terrified. I mean, Jay, as I slowly get illegal in more and more of our states.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Be good to other people, please. If you have a chance to throw something at a politician, do it on my behalf.
Yeah, I will agree with what everyone said. Sadly, in some cases. I don't know. I never thought it was that hard to have empathy and kindness, like we were all taught as kids, for other people who, have different life experiences than you, and that's cool, and that's what makes people human, and what makes the world turn and stuff. So I don't know. It feels like the world's getting worse when we were always told it would get better, and that sucks. So, play a game with your friends where, in this heroic fantasy, you could overthrow capitalism. I've been recommending other games at the end of this. What do we have? Paranoia. There's another good one for how capitalism sucks. Play Paranoia. That's it. Next week, Shattered Kingdoms and Dragon Lords will be back soon, where my poor Lion Man continues to be a problem. That's it. You can die in character creation in Paranoia. That is correct. But don't worry, you get 8 clones, so you just burn up one of them. Or I can't remember how many clones you get. But everyone, my favorite, there's a horrible computer that used to run the world called Friend Computer, which has just slowly degraded and has a bunch of pop-ups and will occasionally like take control of your eyes to be like, you can't see this information, and will like blur like an enemy because you don't have clearance for it, or give you pop-ups. It's a ridiculous, super fun game. And games have never been political. It's not political at all. It's very serious and very straightforward, and it's not a metaphor. That's it. Have a good night. Please be safe. Please be kind. That's it.